Okay, so now we bring Clinton online. We're going to talk about Cooper Webb, and this was tough. JT and I were discussing this. I'm not sure this time it was truly the pressure from Cooper Webb, because we've also seen riders seemingly close to Jet Lawrence, and Jet Lawrence has no problem with it. But this time he crashed. So I don't know if it was pressure from Webb or Jet just crashing all by himself. But no matter what, you look at the data at the end of the race, Clinton, it looks just like it always does. Another close race and another clutch win for Cooper Webb.
It's just the way that Cooper Webb wins. This is what we've gotten used to over the years, right? And this year's no different. Jet Lawrence has led 71 laps. Cooper Webb has led 5 laps. It's absolutely incredible. He just always seems to be there. He knows how to win. JT, what's it like when you're a competitor and you're late in a race and you see Cooper Webb coming up from behind you?
Well, I think for Jet, he's still kind of learning what that's like. The other guys, especially Ken Roczen, it's probably one of his worst nightmares is to look back and see Webb late. But that's the one thing we haven't seen yet. We don't know what that looks like. Can Cooper Webb go up and pass Jet? I don't think this was necessarily that in Arlington, but the question remains, we're waiting for that signature moment from Webb where he hunts Jet down, makes the pass late. If he does that, to me, that is a key messaging moment. But I think if you look back over the course of these races, aren't there a ton of events like this where Cooper Webb's barely led any laps at all and still found a way to get the win?
Yeah, JT, there's 5 races where he has led a total of 8 laps and he's come out the victor on it. Just incredible. I remember the one in Atlanta. We were just talking about Ken Roczen. He had made a mistake and Webb got back in and he led the last 2 laps and takes that victory. Just incredible, Weege.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many that stand out. And obviously the Arlington 2019 closest finish ever sticks out so much that Webb even said when we showed that in the broadcast on Saturday night and he saw it back at the truck, even that fired him up and reminded him of how good he is. But you got a couple other key ones that maybe are not as memorable, but are actually kind of similar to that Arlington win.
Yeah, we're coming up to Daytona, guys. I mean, this is a big race, a critical venue, and it's a place that Webb doesn't have a victory, yet he's been on the podium 6 times in 6 starts, which is just absolutely incredible. And I think about that 2022 race where he led the first 15 laps, and in reverse, Eli Tomac caught him at the end of that race. And so, JT, my question for you here is this the year for him? Is year number 7 the year for him now that he's back on that Star Racing Yamaha bike?
I mean, we have to think that every year he goes to Daytona, he could win just because of how strong he's been there. But I also wonder, if he's looking at this big picture, if he just has confidence knowing like, well, I should be on the podium. And if I'm on the podium, that bodes well for this championship because the results for everyone else have been all over the map, right? So we don't really know what to expect from Jet on a 450 at Daytona. Odds are he'll be really good. But I think big picture for Webb, he's going to have confidence either way. If he gets a win, great. But if he doesn't, a podium in this series right now is a very, very good thing because everybody else has been having a really hard time finding consistency.
I didn't realize he had 6 podiums in a row. And honestly, Clinton, most of them are runner-ups, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's 4 times where he's been second. The other 2 times he was third. And those 4 times he was second to Eli Tomac, who obviously loves Daytona and had great success there. So we've got a great race to look forward to this weekend.
Yeah, and even that third in 2018, that was, for lack of a better term, the bad Cooper Webb. That was his first run with Yamaha where he was struggling week in and week out. And then all of a sudden at Daytona, he came to life. He and Tomac actually got into it in the heat race, taking each other out. It was the only race he was really good that entire year. So there is something to Webb at Daytona. We probably just don't realize it because it's all overshadowed by Tomac. I mean, that's the real thing, right? This Eli thing, he's already got the record, but he might be a beast here. This is really setting up well, isn't it, Clinton?
It looks like it could be a great battle with a rookie like Jet Lawrence in there, who's led a ton of laps. You got a guy like Cooper Webb and another guy, Eli Tomac. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it for sure, guys.
Yeah, we are too. All right, great data. It might be a good track for Webb more than we realize. Just gonna have to watch all the way to late in the race, everybody. Let's tell you how to watch. We will be on Peacock and the SMX Video Pass. all weekend long. Race day live starts at 1:30 Eastern time on Saturday. We'll be racing at 7 o'clock Eastern. And also, we're going to bring James Stewart back on the show. He'll be in the booth alongside myself and Ricky Carmichael. So it will be great to hear Stu's comments during the show. Of course, you can always listen to it on his Bubba's World podcast. And we'll have you, JT, and Will on the floor reporting.
Hi, folks. Lee Diffie from NBC Sports here. If you truly enjoyed what you just watched, you can get more news, interviews, and highlights by subscribing to the Motorsports on NBC YouTube page. You can get it all, so go for it.